Let's do it.
All right.
Let's fucking go, mate.
We got audio.
Right. Let's go, mate.
Let's do this.
I'm also gonna ask you guys not to slam the doors repeatedly because it's a lot of noise.
Okay.
I'll have to remove privileges.
You can't go back in there.
5 seconds.
Slamming doors again.
I will fucking take away
Calm
all
down,
the
Sound
inspiration.
here.
Oh, no. We will turn this bus around.
You guys will all get negative inspiration. I swear to
Oh
Christ.
boy.
On Friday,
okay.
one of our guys just flips over bed. Every room he goes into, he's like just flipping over a bed. it's like that. That's
Make all
what that
the
reminds
noise.
me of.
Yeah.
All right. So, I'm gonna steal something from our very own Bill Washington and roll a
Ooh.
dice, and to see who is gonna do the recap.
I'm gonna steal something
Nani?
from Bill. You hold up pie.
Get wrecked, bitch.
Holds up a little penguin.
No. Here we go.
It's back here, by the way.
Why have you betrayed me?
Would you
ahead,
know
Matt.
it from left to right for me? It's Bill.
Oh,
Hey.
Perfect.
I totally
Ew.
remember everything that happened last week.
Oh, excellent.
Or last time we played.
Not so fun now, is it, DM?
Just give me the bits. We want the bits.
Show me
So
what
I
you got.
believe we last week was our encounter with the Veligros, but before that, which are like dog wolf like mutated evil creatures from the depths or whatever. And before that, we were preparing to receive them in the town. We had scouted that there were about 12 of them, we thought, and based on information that we had about sightings and how many had attacked the previous night versus how many we were hearing and everything, we managed to convince the townsfolk and the hunter, local hunter in the town, I use convince with air quotes, to give us all his traps to set up around the town so that we could fortify up near the inn. We kept all the innocent folk of the town stationed in the inn on the inside so that they would not get hurt, and waited for them to attack, which we did. And we'd set up like a bunch of, we had like 12 traps or something, some
We had
absurd
quite
amount
a
of
few,
traps.
yes.
And yeah, we managed to, through the help of the traps and some lucky rolls, as well as Foz's foresight, and a ton of crits. We had like a bunch of crits as well. We managed to fight off the 12 Veligro without any casualties, at least on our side. And we claimed victory over
We
the
did.
crazy things. And then
We
we
did indeed.
did some things after, including buying stuff, getting paid, and headed back to Ryland.
That's correct. I would have granted you inspiration, but I know if anyone does not have it yet, you should have it because for checking out the demo and actually doing your homework ahead of time. I appreciate it. Made my efforts feel validated. So yes, you returned to Ryland. You were paid. You were appropriately compensated. In some cases, you were legitimized as you guys determined to name yourselves the Seekers of Fate. You were paid a handsome sum for your maiden voyage, and were given the ability to take on contracts of your own if you saw the need to. So if you haven't added the 400 gold, wait, 400? Was it 400?
350.
350, thank you.
As much as I'd appreciate 400 gold.
Well, it
Yeah.
was 400 in my head first, and then I decided that was too much. So,
Foz is like,
Perfect.
I need another spell in my book.
Half the spells I could buy, I couldn't even afford. I'm like, oh, well, okay.
welcome to it. Welcome to the life of a poor, starved artist. Anyway, but yes,
Real.
so you guys had a month of downtime to yourselves and to your own devices. Some of the things that you guys decided to take on, like personal quests, a bit of like research for yourselves, checking in back with home and such. But the month was yours to do with as you saw fit. So, after the end of a month, the guild starts putting out feelers and starts recalling you all. This time around, you didn't go super far, so it isn't so super difficult. And they say, essentially, you're getting deployed soon. They're looking for contracts for you to take. Things are heating up again, and they want you close. So when they find a contract that needs responding to, you're on hand. So you find yourselves at the training pits. This is where you are now. The training pits are guild-owned and operated. There are numerous underground locations run and managed by the guild, and mostly just to keep your skills sharp, but also for you to do with as you wish. The walls, the stone walls, are lined with mundane weapons of all sorts. Any kind of blunt, piercing, or slashing weapon you can think of is present in some form or other. There are several training dummies enchanted to accept one hell of a beating. And in the center is a sand pit for duels as well as, one-on-one fights with your fellow guildmates. But this one has been reserved for you today. So as you guys finish your training, I'm actually legitimizing the demo into a real thing. As you guys finish your training,
So legitimate.
Perfect.
Such wow.
you come outside and meet with one another and find that the normally torchlit rooms are dark. For some of you, you can see the glint of green scales. For some, I think, yeah. So like Foz casts light.
I cast light on myself, on my crystal ball or something. I don't know why it rolled a dexterity saving throw.
Because you cast it on somebody, so they always have to roll a
actually-
save. That's actually a thing. Yeah, I think it's for enemies normally, like unwilling creatures, but it is a thing in the.
Oh yeah, so
spell.
it is. Huh.
You also target yourself in that area. It auto-targeted yourself, and then just automatically rolled a saving throw for it. So, anyway, for those of you with dark vision, you can see this humanoid's scale shifting from green to gray at the edges of your dark vision. For those of you with light, you're gonna have to find him, I guess. I don't know. Doesn't look like Foz can see him, and neither can Dreek.
Hmm.
I had a
Not
torch
quite.
on in the demo, so I figure I have a torch on now.
Oh, weird. Okay, so I can't carry the light with me. Interesting.
Somebody shut the door on me.
Okay.
I'm gonna go protect Fox.
Oh, there you go.
Ah, there he is.
That helps.
So for Dreek and for Zoom, you can see him flick like just at the edges of your torchlight. His scales lightly reflective, reflecting a poisonous green. He watches you silently, with a steely look in his eyes, and like they're like dark and glittering in the half light. Two horns curl high over his head in a twisted shape, and he's dressed in a travel-worn dark blue cloak, or coat rather, a rapier sheathed at his hip, and a hand crossbow, like strapped to his thigh, in a holster.
No one recognizes him.
The only person who might is Dreek. Go ahead and roll a history check.
Okay.
Oh.
What was that noise?
Hmm?
Brandon screaming.
Sorry.
Oh, sick.
Sorry.
Anyway, Dreek, history check if you please.
Absolutely. Ooh. Okay.
Despite your
Well,
despite your slight reptilian resemblance, you do not recognize this man. Moreover, he is a dragonborn. He is less reptilian, more draconic, and I will show you a photo of him. Hang on one sec. I think I can show you guys. There we go.
Aha!
ah,
Oh my god. This is
quite different
swinging.
than I
from Abe Bacco.
Tobacco.artstation.com.
Make sure you credit
He's
your
leaving
own.
your pants shot. We're not done yet.
Google provides, but I can't ask Bill for every piece of artwork I ever need. Yeah, so yes. Furthermore, he's dressed in like, leathers. He's got various other daggers and pouches on him. And he's got green tendrils, like dark green tendrils that fade into like a rusty brown further back, unlike this photo. He asks you, "Are you the Seekers of Fate?"
We really went with such a dramatic name, huh?
I will take your sarcasm as a yes.
Well, I have been a seeker of fate for quite some time. The rest of you can decide for yourselves.
And I have been a seeker of you for an hour.
You found us, mate. We were just hiding in the dark, yeah?
Yes, the darkness was I. So, I have work for you. I require your services as well as your discretion. We believe that something is happening in the Hinterwood. Odassian travelers have been turning up in Hwiltir, the capital, from the wooded city, with no known dangers on the road, and some of them don't know that Ovella is now an island and not attached to the continent. In short, they have a mindset of being pre-awakening.
I'm looking at the map.
Oh yeah.
Yes, you
Oh,
are.
yeah,
You
I
are,
can do that.
you are
I
free
kinda
to switch
forced
between the
it.
world map and here. In fact, I
Sorry,
will activate
said-
and drag you all there just to be safe.
You
Perfect.
said the Hinterwood.
The Hinterwood, I will.
There it is. Okay, there it is.
Oh, perfect.
My camera moved.
It did because I forced it to. Haha.
And look,
I have the power.
Oh, clouds.
So, sorry, I started taking notes halfway through what you were saying, but I had to figure out how to do the notes. Crap. So something is wrong in the Hinterwood. Did he say his name?
He did not,
Okay.
but you are free to ask if you wish.
What is your name? If you are speak of business, I would like to know who we are dealing with.
He inclines his head in a nod of respect. He says, "My name is Shade Wolfsteck."
Shade, like in the shade Wolfsteck?
Wolfsteck. That's correct.
Steck. TH or
VOLTHSTEC.
Oh,
dang
so
it!
close.
I had a
Damn, I was
K.
so close.
You overthrew.
I got that first. Yep.
You done overthought it.
Um,
You didn't get D&D, you got mished.
just kind of one in the anyway.
I'm honored that you think
yes.
of D&D and think of me, but
Uh,
yes, and Shade is a title, not a name.
okay.
Is that
As,
like a
as Reek would know.
yeah?
Of course.
For those of you who wish to know, you can roll a history check about it.
Only want to know.
Regarding the title or
That's correct.
oh, okay.
Whoa.
Well, how do I do this? How do I do this here? Where's history?
Vulcan, you have no fucking clue.
What is
Hey,
this?
hey, Dreek is supposed to know, but Dreek knows nothing.
Dreek has heard of it. Dreek, you can also roll with advantage if you like.
Okay.
You can feel free to roll again.
With advantage. Sorry?
You got a 2 with a -2?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little dry. I'm a little dry on my history.
Yeah,
All right.
Oh my god.
Why are there so many extra rolls?
There's so
going on?
many.
Oh,
Ah,
that's
what
success.
Those
Hot seat's
trumpets
gonna keep
are
going.
so loud. I might need you guys to turn those off. Those were ridiculous.
If you got, yeah, if the little music note you can turn down the music, either playlist, the ambient, or the interface. I think it's interface sounds, so you might want to just turn that down.
That one
Yeah.
seems
Down a bit.
overtuned though, because like I turned on my interface and that was like
Still loud.
Yeah.
Still
Yeah,
loud,
some of
yeah.
them, yeah, could be still. Yeah, I would just turn down the interface one all the way down then.
Okay, I don't know. Akaso, you've got like 4 or 5 rolls in here, so I don't really
Yeah, I
know.
was
What
like,
you
I
think.
don't.
An
It's
11.
okay. I wouldn't know anyway.
An 11 was his first one.
11 was your first one. Okay, so Foz, you are the one who's heard the most about them. Dreek, so like you know who they are, but you don't really know what they get up to, and that's kind of the point. They're a sect of the Moonlit Shadow, the Rogues Guild. They operate somewhat independently, but it tends to lean more toward spy work and wet work, that sort of thing. Versus, your skills lend yourself more to like scouting or thievery, that sort of thing. But stealth is always paramount.
Right.
Foz, you know that the Shades tend to work as the enforcers of the guild. They're not just limited to the Moonlit Shadow. They tend to operate with the Bardic College of Whispers and other stealthy kind of clandestine operatives of the guild.
So like just kind of secret stuff, not necessarily like assassinations, like exclusively.
So
Or anything.
not exactly assassinations, though it
Okay.
does come up from time to time. But they're not just assassins.
Yeah,
If-
that was my question. Being
More,
like, they-
moreover, when I say enforcer, it means they're kind of like looking for corruption within the guild,
Oh, okay.
and then assign out their tasks to other people.
Okay.
So, for you, you know that the guild is given kind of a wide. What did I write down? They have a lot of autonomy within Odasses, so they work fairly closely with the guild as inquisitors, and work with the kingdom kind of as a checks and balances to keep people in line. So, of late, you've heard that they've been working mostly to root out the Sinborn cultists of all shapes and sizes, given that they're such an enormous presence here in Odasses. However, you assume that meeting with a Shade bodes ill, that they wouldn't approach you without a reason.
There must be some dire circumstances should you come to us.
You see him pause as though he's like mulling over what he's gonna say, and he says, he's kind of like chewing on his words a little bit. He says, "The Hinterwood is a delicate place for the guild. There are teams that have been working there, researching something. And if things have gone wrong and people are showing up with loss of memory, we fear the worst."
Now these are people who we know were here post things. They're not just people who are just showing up out of nowhere.
Let me rephrase. They are known people. They are known entities, traders, people who travel, people who had business, past and present.
Has the regular military, like just the soldiers, have any of them been out there to guard within the last maybe couple of years? Because like my background is soldier, so would I know
Right.
anything?
You assume that the soldiers are mostly there to just they're always deployed. Like the full standing army is not deployed one way or another.
Of course, yeah. I just
but,
mean like, has there been like an outpost there?
I see what you're saying. Go ahead and roll me a history check then, with advantage because you are a soldier.
Oh well, that's not good at all.
It's not. You do know with that roll that in the past the Hinterwood has had a military presence up and down, north and south between Hwiltir and Thagbadur. Mostly just because it's a trade lane. But as far as anything current or anything like, active, you're not sure.
I at least know there's, especially because it's a trade lane, so at least no soldiers have been out there. Okay, cool.
That there is a regular patrol that works its way up and down there, but for how long that's been a thing, if it's still a thing, you're not sure.
Gotcha.
Anyone else?
So traders and travelers in the area are losing their memory?
Ah, yes.
Okay.
This information comes guaranteed. These people would know. Seafarers to Ovella, traders out to Ryland, asking questions that don't make sense. They're asking why the heightened presence in Hwiltir. Some don't even know much about the guilds. These are things we assume to be common knowledge.
I mean, if the
worries us.
soldiers couldn't take care of it, mate, they had to send someone.
Well, were all of these people ones who were around before? Would they have knowledge?
We assume that they were around before because some people are looking to make a trade lane all the way to Avella via land. In one prime example.
Interesting.
Ovella has not been a part of the main continent for a decade.
Is there anyone younger who has been affected, who was not around before?
This is unknown.
Okay.
Any other questions?
What do you want us to do about it?
You came recommended for your ability to overcome unknown odds, even if it
Recommended
was
by
by
who?
accident.
Yeah,
The
who
guild.
would recommend us, mate?
The guild. I would have preferred someone more seasoned. This requires a delicate touch. You are still very fresh.
And what is your desired outcome? Are we to solve this issue? To the cause?
He's kind of picking in between his fingernails. He says, "As always, that is up to you. However, like I said, discretion. We're not exactly sure what we're dealing with yet. We just want guild members in Hinterwood, making discreet investigations. As I said, we had researchers there previously, and I'm not sure what's happened to them.
Now, if we find out anything, where or how would you like us to report it?
Preferably, I'd like that you found the researchers. They are members of the collective. All of them arcane users from various branches of the guild. The warlocks, the sorcerers, the wizards. Surely one will know how to get in touch with me. Or my superiors.
Fair enough.
Do we have like a cover or anything? A reason we can tell people that how many of us are there? Like 8 guild members suddenly show up in their town?
Seeing a party of guild members is nothing unusual.
Okay.
Especially if they are on a job. Hang on, Mira's giving me a look. What? Alright, so yeah.
Sorry, silly, stupid question because I can't find it in the journals. What was the event? It's not the Shattering. That was a different.
The
campaign.
Awakening.
Awakening. That was it. Thank you.
So, guys, why would we help this guy?
Well, it sounds like it's an assignment. I don't know if we have a lot of choice.
And he looks like a scary lizard guy like you, lizard guy. You know, I just say, if you can't beat him, join him. I definitely can't beat that guy.
You have a
Did
point.
you say what it paid?
That was Just
Well,
looking.
guild assignments are paid, of course. We would not ask you to put yourself in mortal danger for nothing.
Yeah, what the pay was is what I was going at, but
The pay is dependent on what you can retrieve. If you can retrieve information, you will be paid accordingly. If you solve the issue, you will be paid accordingly. If you find nothing, you will be paid accordingly.
How much?
Of course, you are free. Of course, you are free to refuse. That is your prerogative. But, like I said, recommended. If you do not want to, maybe you'll be unrecommended.
And what if we die?
Then you die. That's what you signed up for. Your personal effects will be shipped off to anyone that you may have put down in your last wills and testaments, if we retrieve anything. And if not, you'll go down in the record books as a died for a noble cause, of course. And he like sneers, like he almost doesn't believe it.
Well, what do we say?
Fuzz. What do
I
you
look at
foresee?
Foz also.
What do you foresee?
Well, what do I foresee?
It's an interesting question. Are you gonna roll something? Is that a thing?
Well, that's what I'm
making it
wondering.
up.
Well, because Tyler would have me roll, but I don't know if you're gonna continue
I
that
see.
or what.
I see.
Yeah, that's why
Um,
I'm kind of
Sure, go ahead.
wondering if I should do stuff. Okay.
Go ahead.
So it used to be, well, Tyler did it as an intelligence check, and then I
And-
have the I got that crystal ball
Uh-huh.
that gives me a +1 to it. So
Okay,
it's gonna be a +5 to whatever.
make it so.
Try this, and it should be a +1.
Okay.
This is clouded. I am not sure.
I was actually going to tell you what you
Oh.
saw.
Okay.
But yes, it is clouded to a certain degree. You catch flashes of images, very faint outlines in the midst of your crystal ball. Like I imagine you hold it up like a palantir and you're like gazing into it, like talons and everything. But you see humanoid shapes, glints of gold in the fog. A great voyage lies before you from Vrylan. You see water. But that's all.
Shapes of people and gold. Other than that, uncertainty.
Well, if that's all. And he's just kind of like looking at you expectantly.
Well, when does our ship leave?
Your ship leaves in an hour.
Well then, my friends, it looks like it's time to go.
You have your bags packed, of course, I assume.
Yeah, mate. It's not like we just got here something.
Yes, I'm sure. I'm sure the DM didn't just place you here and expect you to be ready from a long rest or anything.
Not at all, mate.
Very well. And you see, like, at his feet, just kind of like a wispy, dark cloud, like, start to like run up his body. He says, "I wish you all the best of luck. Try not to die." And he just kind of vanishes in a puff of smoke.
How'd he do that? Foz, how'd he do that?
Magic.
And as he leaves, all the torches light back up, and you are in a well-lit room once again.
Also magic.
Whoops. Wait. Nope. Don't go there.
No vision.
I don't see it.
Oh my god!
Fuck that. You don't want to go there. I don't know why it took away my demo, but
Oh, go to
I got
It
it.
is.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
here.
I got it.
Sorry.
I got it.
Back to the pits.
It just removed it from my top bar. I
Whoops.
must have the settings incorrect. Anyway,
just toggle navigation.
yes. Yes. Okay, so you guys have an hour to gather your supplies and make your way to the boats. Is there anything you'd like to do or say in the meantime? I'll take your
What did
silence.
everybody do with their month
I will
off?
see you there.
I did some research on your condition and Ocasio's.
Oh, yeah, I think I was partially there for that and partially not. I don't know exactly.
One could argue that neither of you were there for that. There was like one message passed along, and that was it. That was
Really, I just needed some jumping off points, but it seems as though your conditions are unique and have not been experienced elsewhere from what I could uncover.
Maybe people at this, maybe the researchers at this place might know something too.
What about the Negro?
Yes, I believe we might find some answers.
I run over to Foz, and I'm just like, "Hey, mate, guess what I learned how to do? I was singing songs to my mates that were hurt, mate, and guess what? Now I can tell stories about other dead guys that tell me stories. Oh, it's great, mate. But I can almost do what you do.
You can try.
I certainly will, mate.
Does that mean you can tell the future now?
Of course not, but I can do some cool magic stuff like he does.
Well, all right.
well, all right. Okay, if you haven't done it already, hit C, go into your character sheets, and make sure you take a long rest. You do that by hitting the little bed up in the top left, and then the far right hourglass that says long rest.
The one that has all the sand at the bottom.
Yes, that's correct.
Perfect.
Make sure you rest, make sure you're healed up, make sure you got all your resources, because I was fucking around with a lot of you while I was testing this out.
For
so.
that,
As you
Matt, just for the record,
As you do.
I'm going to be storing my 20 portent inside my orb of Diandra that I got from.
Gave you this
thing.
bullshit.
Tyler, you can
Tyler,
blame
why would you do
Tyler.
that? Damn you!
I think
Damn you to hell.
I posted it in the chat, but essentially is I can store one portent roll if it's not already used when I finish a long rest, and essentially it's just kind of in there. And then when I roll my so when you roll your portents, I'm trying to figure out if I roll my portents and then I switch, or if I just replace one of my portents with what is in the ball. So I'm just looking at the wording of it. Tyler, you can.
I'm pretty sure it's you roll first and you subtract and you can take one away, but
Okay.
you can't
Yeah.
the one you put in there, you can't put the one that you rolled in there. instead.
I okay, and I have to. From my understanding, it's at the end of the day.
Yes.
It goes in, and then I can't actually use the one that's in my crystal ball.
Right.
It's just there in case I want to insert it for at the beginning of the day.
Only can be stored if you did not use it, not like
Yeah,
hey,
yeah,
anytime.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna do that and re-roll my portents.
We're not at another day yet. Just give it
Oh,
that a
okay.
sec.
Oh, never mind then. Then I will
Sit
wait.
tight. Sit tight.
Sorry, I thought we were.
We might still use it.
I only
will hold off.
I only made you take a long rest just to reset everyone's character sheets, make sure we're all
Okay,
on the same.
sorry.
All good.
Right. Now that we have that bookkeeping out of the way.
So, you scramble a bit, pick up some food. Rations and things are easily acquired, given that you guys are still in the guild compound, so to speak. This stuff is just kind of like go bags are ready to go at all times, essentially. The guild has got all the supplies you need at any time, and in this case, rations is no exception.
How much? Asking for a friend.
I'm not gonna have you guys spend gold on this one. I'm thinking this is a part of your like as you take contract.
My question was how
and then-
many rations.
bring yourself up to 10.
Oh, okay.
And just keep yourself there.
I have
for the
19,
minute.
so I'm just gonna keep myself there.
Yeah, if you want to buy extra, now's the time to do it, and we can spend the gold on that as we need to.
I'll just say Zoom. I don't know what I'm going to put in my inventory for this, but I'm going to spend stuff on some like camping and food ingredients that I can cook if we're like camping.
Okay.
Oh, wait, did I not? Oh, okay.
So you're
And
looking at like fresh food ingredients kind of thing.
not fresh, but like stuff that can be like maybe like dried spices and dried foods that can be
I
like
see. I see.
like maybe put into like a stew or something easy that could be done on the road. And I'm just going to spend 10 gold. It doesn't-
Roll a nature check then.
Okay. Nature.
So with the 14, I will say that as you were prepping before, like you know, you guys have had the opportunity to prep before this. You went around looking for spices, and with a skilled eye, you're able to get something of reasonable quality. The guild is mostly concerned about feeding those who are there, not shipping them off with decent food. So it's a little difficult to find, but you find your basics.
Cool.
Bit of paprika, bit of chili powders, your dried spices like thyme and basil and all that sort of thing. But you're able to start stocking up a decent pile of supplies. So
So for
also
some
salt and
reason
pepper, that sort of thing.
It didn't update my gold in Foundry.
Yes, you will have to do that. That will only be done on an import. And I don't recommend you do it because your rage will get all messed up. So
Yeah. All right. So how much gold did
Is that
that
just gold?
take me to do all that?
for that, it would be. Give me 1 sec here. We'll say it's 2 gold.
Cool.
To get all that stuff.
Easy as pie.
Right. So
Kitty, kitty.
you guys are stocked up, ready to go. You make your way out to your ship, which is already manned and is ready to take you out. It's a fairly nondescript ship. It's actually a trading vessel. It looks like it's sunk low, or it's like sinking low in the water, filled with cargo. And most of the deckhands look just kind of like salty, not pirates per se, salty sailors that have seen quite a few travels between here and Kingsport. This looks fairly routine as far as you can tell. And they were either doing a resupply or a restock and then bringing a bunch of stuff back to Kingsport from Vryland.
I wonder how that one kid is doing who was kidnapped.
Real quick, Matt, can I use the lamp that I had shown Bud and Cass as my spiritual focus?
100%.
Cool. That's the only question I had.
Absolutely.
And then as we're getting to the boat, I'm also singing a song as we get there, because we're coming from Vryland to the mainland, correct?
That's correct. So, you guys should all be on your way back to the map. Let me know if you're not.
Good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
All good.
Right. So, as a refresher, you're all here in Vryland. The ship informs you that it's been paid extra. Its full voyage is all the way to Oakvale. Sorry, my camera is doing something crazy.
And was
Looks fun to me.
cool.
Weird. It's all paused on my screen.
Same for mine.
Mine's paused.
I just
Maybe
when we
Refresh.
for some reason when we switched over to the other map,
Oh yeah.
it paused it. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
weird.
I
Well, I
just-
was in the
just,
middle of
refresh your screen.
reloading
Yeah.
to reset my camera, so I'm fine.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah. It's complete an actual refresh. Yeah.
Such is the life.
Yeah.
So,
Savvy.
anyway, while my screen is refreshing, if you guys can see the world map, this vessel's full voyage stops in Kingsport and goes all the way to Oakvale. You'll see that at the other end of the bay, past Wheeltier, if you can see that. Or, I'm sorry, past Hinterwood, if you can see that.
Oh yeah.
Good lord, it is struggling. Okay, there we go. Aki.
We're
So
going to Oakvale.
it is willing to the captain is willing to drop you off either in Kingsport or at the small landing here on the Fjord of Bragg, right there. Your choice.
You're welcome for all these names, by the way. Made
Yeah,
up hard
right.
on purpose.
Ah, you know nothing yet.
Short of Bragg sounds like it'd be, closer. Anything's more convenient.
You surmise that the stop at the Fjord of Bragg would be the quicker option. However, the path between Quiltier and Hinterwood will take longer, but might be safer. You're not sure. Anything can happen on the roads. So,
I grew up in the main capital of Wiltier. Would I know anything about the Gray Peaks as far as like being out there, going to the
as
just
far as
the
like
area,
the
I guess.
wilderness and such.
Yeah, as far as like if you go too far into the Gray Peaks, or if there's like any word about the Gray Peaks, whether it'd be better to stop in Kingsport and go to there, or if it'd be better to skip Kingsport and go into the fjord.
Sure. So go ahead and roll a, let's say, history check.
I would like to also assist him. My family were traders based out of Wiltier and would
Absolutely.
have known at least though that little area.
So I roll with
There.
advantage.
I would say that Bud is your advantage because you're
Yeah.
assisting each other.
Okay. So oh, I'm not even
Sure took
on
a
that
spin.
one. There we go. Hold on. So I am not in. 'Cause I had to refresh.
Oh yeah.
Ah, my gosh. Really bad
Yep.
rolls.
I'm your
today.
advantage.
Shit
Yeah,
happens.
you are.
So, Umla, your travels never quite took you into the Great Peaks. You know, like some of the basic fairy tale stories, and there are quite a few out there. Like things coming down from the mountains to snatch your children out of your beds, kind of thing.
Good stories. Got it.
Yeah,
Keep
but
them out of there.
you would know that the area itself is, as far as mountains go, it's it's not. It doesn't have like a large populace of just like giants or anything like that. Although trolls do tend to make an appearance out of the Great Peaks quite often, grayish, brackish skinned trolls. But they tend not to come down out of the mountains unless they have need to. It's usually just kind of for food or a particularly bad winter will push some trolls out of the peaks. Not including any kind of monster effects out in the area. The trolls are sometimes the least of your worries. Generally, the area around Quiltier is the most civilized, given its size and importance to the civilization. So,
Sure.
but anyway,
I would also like to just note, because going through the process of actually making the map, if I were a betting man, I would say, and you can leave it up to DM discretion, but the road between Kingsport and Wiltier is probably the most frequented road outside of the city,
that's correct.
and probably the most defended. So
Kingsport-
your
Kings-
safest road you could take.
Kingsport is your main hub to every other island in the area, right? People even take the long way out of Quiltier to Kingsport to reach Ovella, simply because of its proximity to the capital, that Kingsport's so well established, and you get to make several stops to Vryland, or, in some cases, Ansagon if you're going that far. But it's at least the well-protected trade lane in between there. So, it is known.
If we go to the Kingsport, mate, we get to have lots of fun. There's so many things there. Have you guys ever been to the Kingsport?
Let me see if Zoom has ever been to the Kingsport.
Of course, my friend. Many times.
Well, of course you've been, kitty guy. You've probably traded there all the time.
They
Oh,
have
I've
some
been there once or twice.
fish.
Mostly on the way to the capital and back.
Kingsport is great. Just don't get caught sneaking in like I did, mate. It's a good thing I'm a light guy, or I wouldn't have made it out of there.
Such a troublemaker. I'm sure you were also trying to walk up with their famously grown avocados.
Those avocados are the best, mate. There, I could fit 2 in one hand. It was great.
Small avocados.
For whatever reason.
But they taste the best, mate. They're like little green gold.
Suddenly, Zoom is much more interested in going to Kingsport.
The best.
I look at, yeah, I get really close to Zoom and I look him right in the face. Mate, those avocados would make the best salad you've ever had, mate. You've got to try them.
You mean the best salad you've ever had? No, I'm doing the wrong voice. Well, soon to be the best salad you've ever had, then.
I hope so, mate. That's why I'm talking about these avocados. Now let's go. Why are we waiting here? And Umla gets really, really excited and just starts like speed walk off to wherever we need to go.
I mean, we're at the ship.
Yeah, you all board.
Speed walking around the ship. I'm excited.
You all board the ship.
You're just walking around the ship in circles.
I am. You know Umlau singing, yeah. Going to the mainland because they need our hand. We are the seekers of fate. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, you all board, and you set sail. This ship is a little quieter than I thought. I thought there'd be more ocean, but what are you gonna do? So yeah, you can spend you spend the better part. It's gonna be like a 3-5 day journey, 3 to 5 day journey depending on the weather, to Kingsport, where they'll make their first stop and then continue on after that. But the choice is yours. Where would you like to stop?
Umlau's kind of convinced me that we should go to Kingsport.
I don't know about you, but I think that the walk. I'm not looking forward to the long walk from Kingsport all the way around the Great Peaks.
Look
My
at
hips would agree with you.
But Bud knows the safest ways, mate. We should trust his kitty instincts, yeah?
Well, my friends, the safest bet is going to be to go through Kingsport and through the Great Peaks, I believe. But the quickest, head up the fjord. Yeah, we might
So
be
you're
safe.
proposing passing up through the mountains,
I mean,
like through here?
like going back up towards those mountains. Hold on, I don't have my ruler. Hold, please.
How do you set waypoints with the ruler?
Isn't it right?
I don't think you can.
Oh, you
Not
can't?
with the ruler itself. If you with your token, you can.
Oh, okay.
Who put this bloody template here?
So I didn't mean to, but I don't. How do I delete them? I couldn't
Okay, so
select-
Oh,
when you,
click on them, press escape. Or backspace.
so you have
backspace.
to have the templates tool selected, and then you when you do, you can see the icon at its center, and you can
Okay.
hover over it and delete it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to select it, but because I accidentally dropped it, I'm like, I don't know how to delete this. Sorry.
It's also
Anyway.
confusing because it's like 2 rulers, and I want to use that as the ruler, but
Oh yeah.
it's not.
I cast Thunderwave on Ryland.
It succeeds its dexterity saving throw by being an island.
Well, for quickness, head up to the fjord and head westward into Hinterwood. But if you want to play it safer, the north road out of Wiltir that cuts between the Great Peaks will take longer, but it'll also be safer. What do you think?
Zoom. I look to Zoom. We might have to skip those avocados, mate.
Well, maybe it'll be a good thing to do on the way back.
I
Yeah!
agree.
The skin of the
Gonna eat some
avocado.
lunch. Gonna have a bunch. We're on our way to the big old city.
Can I have one of you roll a d20 for me? Okay.
Sure. Hmm.
Sounds good.
Raggy.
Hmm. I'll grab some whiskey.
So your
It's
first
gonna
day
be
of
a
travel.
long night.
Your first day of travel goes largely unopposed. Some weather meets you out to sea, and it's a generally miserable experience. But you guys are together for the first time in about a month. Well, some of you anyway. Uh, Now's the time if you would like to catch up about what you got up to. You have the opportunity. That's up to you.
I go up to Fazradine.
Yes.
I have to ask you a question, mate.
Go ahead.
I think you're probably the smartest guy who would know. And I pull out the blue lantern that I had showed him the first ship we were on, but wasn't able to actually finish talking to him about it. Um, I tried to do a little research, mate, and I asked some guys from the other college of bards to see what they knew, but you still might be the best. How do I save my dad, mate, without having to make the wishes?
I will look at it and cast Identify on it. To determine its capabilities, first off. And this is just kind of him doing his thing. He's just,
Yeah.
Sure.
yeah.
So with an identify, you can you gather that this is the lantern or the lamp of a genie.
Okay.
It is specifically enchanted to contain the power of a genie.
Okay. How many wishes does it have left?
It's got all of them, mate. I haven't used any. It was a weird circumstance, and so my uncle gave him to me, and I've been keeping him close by ever since, mate.
Tell me about your father.
He was a great guy. He was kind of like me, only he was a badass, mate. And then, my mom disappeared, yeah, and he went to go find her, and he'd left me with some other guy, and so he came back in a lamp, mate.
Your father is trapped in here?
Yeah, mate.
And with this, Foz's gaze turns from the lamp, and he stares directly into your eyes, and he will cast Detect Thoughts.
Can you
Yeah,
tag
let
that?
me do spells. Sorry, it's not on Foundry, so I have to
It's all good.
because I added it afterward. Pew. Yes, virtual tabletop not found. Sorry. DT tabs to only Foundry. Cast. Did do it. There we go.
Oh god, that's a long spell.
Yeah.
So first I'll just do the surface. Oh wow. Yeah, duration. Thoughts.
God, this
Okay.
one is always really hard when I'm drunk and I'm trying to read this one. I'm like,
Yeah.
I just had a drunk memory return to me, detecting my own thoughts. I was like, I read this while drunk and don't remember any
And
of it.
I will be doing the probe deeper option. So you do feel
will.
Foz like you know.
So
It's kind of like you look into his eyes and you see like the mysteries of like the universe in his cataracts.
Speaking with myself at a table, trying to find all the answers. Um,
Well,
sounds about right.
what does he hear from your surface thoughts? To start with,
The surface thoughts.
unless is there a save to this?
Yeah, it's wisdom.
Oh,
save.
there is. It was, I think, wisdom 14. Oh, wait. Actually, I think yes, 14. Wisdom 14? What does that feel? 8 plus proficiency, which is 2. Yeah, 14. So you succeed.
Well, he definitely succeeds. Yeah.
Yep.
So what if I? Well, I mean, I'm not really like trying to. I mean, it says roll a save, but I'd allow him to do it.
You can fail automatically if you're willing. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm definitely willing to let Foz do what he's
So
doing.
he will detect your surface thoughts regardless, but if he wants to probe deeper, that's going to be a willing save for you to fail.
Okay, so I'll willingly fail the save for him to probe deeper.
You gain insight into its reasoning, if any, its emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind, such as something it worries over, loves, or hates.
So, I mean, surface thoughts, Umlau, he really, really does and truly wants to understand how to free his father from this. Probing deeper, he wants to know if his dad ever found his mom, and he worries that he might never, he might worry that he might lose the lamp and someone will take it and use the wishes and he'll never be able to speak to his dad again, or that he'll, by the time he's even gets the answer, he'll be long and dead. His father will be trapped in there for however long. And he's pretty sad and fucked up about it.
This is a very sad predicament that you are in. You have my sympathies.
Worst part is, mate, I'm not even from here.
Where are you from? You've said you were a soldier. Where were you from before that?
I came here when I was 7, mate, from a whole different place. But we'll talk about that later.
Very well.
Umlau puts the lamp back on his hip. Thanks, mate. You're the best.
I will ruminate on this object and any omens I might see. It may take some time.
And I start and I run down the ship and I strum my lute and I'm like, Fazardane says all. That's the song I'm gonna sing every day till he finds it. That's the song I'm gonna sing. Fazardane says all.
I sure hope he doesn't.
How do you like my zoom?
Well, actually, he's never wrong. But
Damn it, mate! And I run down to the bottom. I gotta fix my lyrics, mate.
Well, yes. What would the rest of you like to be doing?
I mean, Casio would be with probably Bud and Kaz.
Okay. So how
hold on, refreshing.
how do I want to put this?
As bluntly as possible.
I hate your character's guts.
So how is it being blue? I don't think I've ever met anyone like you before.
I mean,
Lessons always be-
isn't Umlaut blue?
I'm pretty blue too.
Like, I'm looking at so many.
I think he's right. I think his
Right.
is also blue.
So many.
Are you a little colorblind there, bud?
If we
Are
polish
you here?
up, if we polish
Here, I'll
up
clarify. I'm periwinkle blue. Everyone else can have the other blues.
I'm kind of like a blue-green.
Okay.
A flag is planted.
what if we polished up Vulcan? Maybe he'd be blue.
That's a good idea.
That could be sapphire.
Blue steel.
According to the internet,
Usually.
cats are most sensitive to wavelengths in the blue, violet, and greenish yellow ranges. So they are mostly red-green colorblind.
So you would think everyone was blue.
They're a trick
I'm
question.
rude. I'm looking double guy.
I didn't think this is where this conversation was going, but I'm glad it did.
It's always blue. This happened rather recently.
I'm sorry, you weren't always blue?
No, this happened rather recently.
Do you happen to know why?
It's like I told Faz over the last month as he was doing research.
The question
Once
of
there was once a drow, the Underdark. Underdark got flooded after this awakening, is what you called it. We got trapped underwater. To survive, we had to go brave the tunnels that were submerged, fishing, spearing what we could find, but the beasts were calling the tunnels their home at that point.
Must have been terrifying.
It was. We gave up on it for a while. But eventually food ran sparse and we had to go brave the tunnels again. I went in with some others and saw a creature, bloated monstrosity of a thing, slowly looming its way towards me in the water. And as I thrust into it with the spear, it burst and parasite or particles or something just surrounded my face, and I guess I must have breathed it in or something. It went up my nostrils or ears, I don't even know, but woke up in the medicine man's tent and my skin was changing color. My skin was melting around my hands and formed this webbing. I shows you his hand. It's like webbed fingers.
Yeah.
Scratched at my neck and gills formed out of my injuries. And just as soon as I was turned, I was banished from my drow village.
Well, I'm so sorry to hear that. At least you have a family now. I could say this is a nice change of pace over these last months.
It's nice to have food at the least.
I agree.
Costa's just staring at you very intently, but doesn't say anything.
Oh, don't mind him. He does that to everybody. Okay, maybe not everybody, but he does stare a lot.
He just wishes I would do it to him.
I do. Meow.
Hopefully I don't give a bad look to our party.
As long as we have Helm on our side, I don't think we could come across any bad luck. Besides, we got our friend over here who can see the future, or at least a glimpse of it.
So I've seen. I'm more curious about Dreek.
Oh?
As am I. I've never really dealt with his people before.
I don't think you have much to worry about. He seems alright. Just ask him.
I was always told that rogues are not to be trusted.
I don't know, I talked to him once during a watch. He seemed alright. Not many I'll pass up on a chance for revenge, so to speak. Lord knows I wouldn't, and I walk away.
I know I'm not like many rogues. In appearance,
Oh god, he's here.
Damn, where'd you come from?
I tend to sneak around a bit.
Yeah, are you also blue?
Wait, were you here this whole time?
Greenish blue.
New
A greenish blue.
Robin's egg blue.
Yes.
The Blue Man Group
Good
is a
question.
misunderstanding.
What's the name of the
Name
ship we're on?
change.
Group name Eiffel 65.
If I were green,
up?
I would die.
Tabadi tabadai.
Yeah.
If I were green, I would die.
I honestly thought you meant blue, like his mood.
Yeah.
And I was like, but wait, I'm blue. Then Zoom's like, I'm blue too.
This guy looks pretty blue to
What
me.
makes you blue? Why so blue?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
It you.
It me.
I have a question. James, are you technically like a Warforged?
Yes.
Technically?
What do you mean by technically?
What do you mean by
Are
technically?
you a Warforged?
Yeah, Warforged.
Okay, that's what I thought.
He's technically and actually a war.
Yes.
Technically, and all technicalities.
Move on.
whole
We're
time-
talking a drink.
And literally.
Yeah, sorry. Just a sec.
Ocasio had a question.
Answer the question. I'm just wondering what your background is. What brought you here?
Well, how long do you have? I have quite the story to tell.
A few days if we're traveling up to George Bragg.
Well,
So I'm trying to mark the language.
as you know, actually, I don't know if you know, our previous boat had a man on it. And he was part of a select group of individuals that wronged me, if in a word, in a phrase.
How so?
I was brought up to kill, but it was never my first choice. I was with a group of scoundrels, I call them. They were different than I was the outcast. So they treated me very, very poorly. They saw me as an asset, not an equal. They knew I had potential for skills in the sneaking, the stealth arts. I was forced to kill, and it's haunted me every day of my life.
If you killed people you regret, then
I do regret each one. Now, this is the only way, one of the only ways I know how to make a living in life, so I have killed more. But there's only one person I would enjoy killing. And that is the leader of the scoundrels, the one who changed me forever.
what is his name? In case I hear it.
He never... What?
I just said zoom in.
That mother.
Surprise.
The Blue Man Crew.
Push that rod.
Say something.
Oh, meow.
He goes by Pat Fisher.
Yeah.
I never
sorry.
caught his name, but I just called him. I did hear a nickname that some would have called him around the ship, and it was Jimmer.
Interesting name.
I know a Jim.
Jimmer.
And Jimmer
Yeah.
was on that ship that we were on last. What was it
No.
called?
The man on the
Somebody
Umberlee's
said-
Gambit. He was but a crewman. I felt he didn't deserve to die that time. Even though he was taken by the sea monster, I didn't feel I should take his life myself.
So you've learned from your ways.
Indeed, I have.
Well, then you can be trusted, it seems.
It's going crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What just happened?
I clicked the little camera on
Hey,
Umbrel's,
I'm next to James now.
thing.
Oh,
James.
switch from.
Well, you reset my camera for me, so thank you.
Yeah, but
I guess I'll read that too.
Yeah.
Dan was
I'm
paused for a
refreshing.
long
There we
time
go.
and had this like quizzical look on his face, just like
Oh.
a Roger Dean face, like.
Just frozen.
Yeah, that was just my camera cutting out.
so Umlao's camera was blacked out, so I clicked on the what I now know
Oh.
is the block user video button.
Okay.
So for science, I
Oh,
clicked on
perfect.
it and it ruined everything.
Now
For
I don't
science.
see you
Yeah,
anymore.
I'm not
I don't
done.
know.
I'm,
The
I'm
best
refreshing,
reason.
I'm refreshing.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Technical difficulties.
Well, first times, right? First times.
yeah.
At that. The server.
no
I've never
idea.
tested the server out with this many people either, so it's taking a little longer to load in.
Yeah.
Share the load.
Okay. Were you guys still talking, or what's up?
Yeah, I was gonna say, now that I'm officially part of your group and joined the Third and Circle Guild, it helps to know that I can trust you all. Knowing a little bit about each one of you is, I think, good for all of us.
Indeed. I agree.
Vulcan, what is your story?
Beep boop boop beep boop.
Computing
And
story.
I am. Yeah.
000000111. Anyway, binary solo.
Loading human interaction module.
James like curled up. Let me come up with a story real quick.
We are building consensus. Come back.
Oh, I'm
later.
sorry. Was I asked a question?
Yeah.
What? Get away.
I completely
Oh,
missed
yeah.
that.
Jimmer, it's you. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Vulcan's gonna be like, my name used to be Jimmer, and then I gotta put in a robot.
I stole this little lizard kid.
I'm still learning to
Killer.
control this thing.
I asked you, what is your story?
I was a blacksmith. No, I smash monsters.
Were
That
you
is all
always
the
a metal
story I
man?
have. I like. I seem to like catch on your use of the word man. Yes, I was born this way.
Interesting. I know very little of the Warforged.
We are birthed in a mystical, magical forge.
And Kaz, you're something little more than human, aren't you?
Yeah. I always have been.
Why do you keep it a secret?
Because I don't like people to know. Speaking of which, and he looks at Vulcan. I haven't replaced my helmet since Krantz. I was meaning to ask you if you could make me one.
Do you have the like? Do I see you have like a broken helmet, or you have nothing?
I have nothing. He's just so Kaz has since replaced his helmet with just a hood off of his
Okay.
cloak or something. So you just see his like stormy gray eyes glinting underneath it.
We shall see. May perhaps be better if I reinforce something you purchase.
Maybe we'll pick something up in Kingsport. Then.
Sorry.
Well, to answer your question, yeah, I'm different, but not by choice.
Same
And
as
certainly
me.
not by. Well, I didn't go through a skin chafing metamorphosis, as it were. No, I was born this way. I just didn't choose to be.
Has its perks.
Certainly less painful. Well, actually, I take it back. Parts of it were painful.
I'm sure. I also asked earlier. I don't know if you told me, but if the ship has a name.
It's Jimmer's Gambit. No.
Jimmer's
Oh.
swim.
I knew it.
Is it the all
The
in?
Jimmer Swimmer.
Yeah,
Jimmer's
swimmer.
That's terrible.
I love it.
Oh man.
It's just called the Drifter. You find it an apt name as well because it does have a bit of a drift that the crew seems to mention all the time. Like they're always having to compensate for like a little list on the ship for some reason. Yeah, that's right. I made it up. What of it?
It's your job. It's okay.
It's your job.
Come at me, bro.
It's my job. It's my job. Okay. So the next couple days pass very much the same. Did we actually decide we were going to stop in the Feud, or?
Yeah, I think we were gonna just hit Kingsport on the way back.
Okay.
If we come back.
Well, we'll skip ahead a bit since we've still got a lot to go through. Although I appreciate the RP altogether. The rain never lets up. The longer you go.
Man, didn't we like unseat a cult so this sort of thing wouldn't happen?
I saw this in one of my visions. Stay on your guard. We may encounter that creature again. Perhaps it is nearby.
Oh, come on. Oh, please.
Tell me when I can unfreeze.
I said hold, please, not
I'm
freeze.
holding. I'm holding.
You may resume your prior. Oh my god, this UI is awful. Come
Somebody
on now.
say Zoom.
It's kind of funny because as you complain about the UI, the rain is getting louder and louder.
Well, that's actually the goal. I'm trying to make it louder, and it's like
okay.
dragging and dropping like
okay.
audio snippets out. I'm like, stop.
Loud.
Your stop in
Where's the
Kingsport
drop,
is. What was that?
I was saying, where's the drop?
When will the drop come?
Where we dropping?
But when does it come? Why? Your stop in Kingsport is largely quick. The Drifter has no cargo to pick up here, and the crew doesn't even let out to go further into Kingsport. They unload all their cargo, make their transactions, and you're on your way. We'll say that was like about 4 days worth of travel to Kingsport. The crew and the quartermaster supply you with food. You guys are decently well fed. It's sailing. It's, a little above hardtack, but it is something.
I'm gonna go take over the food duties again.
Roll me. You have a chef tools, right?
Yeah.
Roll me a check.
Where's my character sheet?
I'm not sure if you're going to be able to roll chef tools from this character page. I don't.
I used my
remember.
20 divine port. No, just kidding. No.
These are the lulls we wanted.
The laws you deserve.
Make me a sandwich worthy of Mordor.
Yes, my lord.
We have work to do.
The ginger root grows deep.
Go. Hopefully this works.
Love you guys.
Run the forges day and night. We don't have enough ham, my lord.
Why can't I? Okay. I can't find a way to roll, so I'm just gonna roll a d20 in this.
Yeah, I think it's just your proficiency anyway. So just roll a d20 and then add that along.
Where was Cheddar when the Westfold fell?
Ham.
If it's plus my
2.
proficiency, it's 10. And if it's any stats, it's either a 13 or an 11.
So I was reading the other day that tools don't actually have a specific stat they write off of.
just
So
10.
it is just your proficiency. The idea being to make them more general of use, like anyone could use them or some shit. The only one that
It's
didn't
too
make
bad.
sense was thieves' tools, but I mean, I use strength for my thieves' tools.
Jam it in there and just destroy the lot.
Yeah, right. With
Nothing's
a 10,
wrong with my camera, by the way. It's me clicking back in and out of it.
Aha. Well, that would have been good to know before I broke everybody else's.
Sorry.
okay. It's okay.
We're gone
joking.
forever.
Throwback.
Everyone came back. I was just like,
Y'all remember
"I'll
that
leave
one
it alone
time
for
I
a
broke
moment."
everything? It was great. Good times. Okay, so with a 10, it's barely above hardtack and rations, but it is an improvement. You're mostly struggling with the fact that you're essentially having to season rations. They don't really have any food available to make anything better. Though, I will say,
The
you had
quartermaster on this trip needs to be fired.
you had a brief opportunity to run out and get an avocado.
Yes. I'm
Very,
adding-
very brief.
Avocado.
Oh, really? You're gonna add it to your? Okay, all right.
How do I add inventory to this? Inventory.
What a great question. So if you hit C, go to inventory, go to, let's say, loot. Oh well, yeah, you'll have to
So for
you'll have
some
to click
reason,
the green lock.
when I hit C, it doesn't bring up my character sheet.
Really?
Because we're not on
Same.
there, so you just go to where.
Oh.
Sorry.
Fourth from the left.
Go to where players. Yeah. And then
Yeah, and you
click
should have your player
and then
double
I
click
couldn't
yourself.
Think of the word.
Yeah, it's all good.
Oh yeah,
There
yeah,
we
yeah.
go. Okay, inventory.
If you click the green lock, be careful when you unclick or when you click on the green lock and make it editable. It's pretty easy to delete things. So if you go down to loot, hit add, you can create an item and name it an avocado, and then right click
Sweet.
to delete if you prefer. Yeah, and we'll go for that. Day 4 of your journey. The rain continues. I would like somebody else to roll a d20. Unless you want to put it back on Josh, then we can have him roll again.
I can do it again if you want. Otherwise,
Whatever happens is your
I'll
fault.
roll one. I'll roll it.
do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Like a cool breeze across one's brow.
The rain never lets up, and thunder begins gathering in a storm.
It's worse.
Travel is slow. I mean, this is just kind of like going with the weather is already going bad. The captain is doing all he can to keep things moving, and keeps the ship close to shore to try and be as safe as possible while still making good time. One more roll, I will say.
I'll do it. I still can't find where to add an item into my sheet, but I'll. Oh, now it's showing up.
I'm trying to keep up morale on the boat because I know when the rain comes and you're on a boat, it's really shitty. It's hard to
Yeah.
do a lot of stuff. I'm just like, rain, rain, go away. Don't come again another day. We gotta fight and it's hard to slay in the rain, so go away.
Performance check, please. Right click it, zoom. Right click, and then there'll be an edit option in the drop down for you to change it.
Yeah, I got it.
It's just
It's working now.
The avocado works now. Great.
Avocado, yes. The most important thing.
Most excellent.
rolled
So-
from 18 to a 5. That was fantastic.
Between the improved food and your performance, morale is still high, like, reasonably high. There's a bit of a joking lilt to everything. They're like, the rain sucks, but at least everyone is in it together, and that makes it a little better, right? The crew is actually learning to like having you guys aboard. Between Umlau and Zoom, things tend to be a little lighter while at sea.
His songs are increasingly catchy, and I hate it.
You are not wrong.
It's a little weird how he just improvises everything. It always comes out so
Yeah.
fast.
I hear none of this. I just continue to sing.
At least you stopped singing the Zoom song. Well, you're always right, Foz.
That's not even what I say.
It still is catchy though.
It is.
Day 5, Zoom. Roll me that D20.
Nine.
Thank you, sir. The rain doesn't get worse.
Starting to think maybe we should have walked.
The weather doesn't get worse. Oh, that doesn't help because the party
I could have swam myself.
isn't here.
I won't die here, so the weather doesn't.
It'll be fine, guys. It'll be fine. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. Who has got a passive perception above a 10?
I have. Perception 14.
I do.
Passive perception.
13.
13 also.
I have a
11.
19.
Wait, never mind.
Wow. A 19 passive perception?
Yeah, that's what it says on my sheet.
Sweet Jesus.
Never mind.
Are you just staring into everyone's souls at that point?
How is that possible?
Yeah, how do you
I
have a
don't know.
19 passive?
It's what it says on D&D Beyond.
You've got the Shield of Eyes, right?
Yes.
What does it
That's
do? It gives you advantage on initiative and...
Probably a bonus to
What's
passive
supposed to be-
perception, I guess?
10 plus your...
So it gives me, while holding it, you have advantage on initiative rolls and perception checks. And then... Yeah, I think maybe with the Stone of Good Luck. I don't know if that also
You get a plus.
adds to
You
it.
get a +1, I think.
Yeah,
because
Oh,
you're
maybe the
holding that.
Stone of Good Luck is helping too, yeah.
And my
No, it
wisdom is
definitely
plus
does.
3.
+3, +2 if you're proficient, so that's 5. +1 from the stone, that's 6.
Yeah, I don't know what's making it that high. The
Yeah,
Sentinel
so
Shield.
it's saying my passive investigation is 15, passive insight's 14.
Do you have the observant feat?
We don't have feats yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the only thing I could think of. That's
Yeah.
It's very high.
yeah, that's
That seems odd, especially because you're not trained in perception. But
like the highest in theory it should be at this level is 17. If you have like +5 wisdom and proficiency in that, that should be the highest without magic items, I guess.
it's
Unless
still
you're-
high. I imagine that there's there might be something else going on here, but at the end of the day, it still would have been at a decent number. You would have had the same comparable to just about everybody else. So most of you notice with your work on the ship over the course of this day, the amount of debris in the water increases. Not dissimilar to what you saw on your way to Onsagon.
Okay.
But there are notably no bodies, and it just seems to be just a bit of detritus, bits of wood here and there, the occasional crate. But it just becomes a little more frequent here, and you're not sure if it's because the storm is churning up something, or if there's actually a creature out here sinking ships, but you're not sure. In what you assume to be the last day of your sea journey, I need one more person to roll a d20.
I nominate Drick.
Akasi already voiced it, but
Never mind.
you guys can fight to the death over it if you like.
Mine would have been better.
Probably. I'm gonna finish that.
Woohoo! Okay. The clouds darken. The storm is at its peak. Even this far into the fort of Bragg, it's Fjord of Bragg. It the waters are. You're doing the thing where it's like you go up high and then crash down low. It is a tumultuous journey. No amount of singing or improvement on the rations is helping morale for this one. Yeah, some people even some people are losing the Zoom lunch because it is. You know, you're just in an enormous tub. Thankfully, it's a larger ship, which, you know, helps a little bit. You're not in, like, a small boat or anything, but... Around midday, the crow's nets calls out over the storm. Those of you with the highest... Like, pretty much Bud, if his 19 is to believe, is the only one that really hears it clearly. You hear a panicked voice. There's a monster in the water!
Hold on, taking notes. Is it on our ship that says that?
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be incredible if you heard it like outside off your ship somewhere.
Oh yeah, maybe somebody on debris or something.
There's a monster in the water! It's me. I'm the monster.
Guy on the lighthouse. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'll cry out. And where do you see it? What does it look like?
It's below us!
What do you see, man?
He just points like straight down underneath the ship.
I'd like to look over the railing.
Okay.
Let's just say port side.
Sounds good. Give me 1 sec here.
This is that has been days since my talk with Umlau, correct?
Your talk with Umlau. Yes.
Sorry, because I cast. Yeah, sorry.
It has, yes.
Where would you say we are? Like
I
around-
would say around this time, you're like here.
Okay.
You're almost there. Sorry, I'm looking for something here.
Just real quick, while I'm singing songs, I'm gonna use one of my bardic inspirations to, sorry, trying to remember what it's called here. Oh, to bestow a tale and hold on to it just in case.
Okay.
So I'm gonna roll a d6 here.
So when you flip a coin, you always pick tails.
Yeah,
Okay.
And you make other people, if you bestow tails on other people.
Oh, okay.
a bestow
There you go.
tales. Yes.
Very heads up of you. Streets ahead.
How's this sound?
3. Okay.
Oh.
For a second, I was like, is there a word of power nearby?
I was gonna say, like,
Is there a shout that I can learn?
Shit, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Trees are strong, my lord.
wind's howling.
You look over the side and you see yellow bioluminescent lights underneath you. And even the fact that the water is so dark, you can see an enormous serpentine shape moving its way right underneath you.
I'll cry out. Friends, the lights are beneath us. Bioluminescence. Something's upon us. Weapons, now!
Remember, do not look at the lights.
I pull out my shield and spear off my back.
Sounds good.
Do you wish to join?
Serpentine and Alright, I mean I look over the edge. Does this look like the same thing
Same thing as
as what we encountered the first on an Ogre's Gambit.
I don't recall anybody getting a good look at the monster
Sure.
that we
It was
fought
just a tentacle.
overseas. However, what I will say is that
Actually, no. Casio did see it. He saw it from when the first ship when he went under when he was thrown up overboard.
that's fair.
Yeah.
There are numerous differences from what you saw.
Okay.
But the longer you look, you just see these yellow lights. They glow faint, start brightening, and then arc between each other.
It's not the same.
Up ahead, you see something rising out of the water. And it looks like... Hang on. It looks like that.
There you go.
Oh, lovely.
I'm
Gasp!
so glad there's a laser coming out of our ship that can help us. Oh wait,
Oh
no,
my
that's
god!
Yeah.
Daniel knows what that is. Foz
Daniel
would
does.
know.
Do I recognize it?
This is one of the things you saw in the
100%.
vision.
Absolutely.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Absolutely do.
Yeah, sorry. The blue is that.
It's blue.
It's just like us.
I don't have that in my Foundry journal, do I? That was in D&D Beyond, yeah.
That was
It
in
was
D&D.
Roll 20.
Or
That
yeah,
was
sorry,
D&D
roll
Beyond,
20.
yes.
Yeah.
I will add a journal entry with this photo.
Okay, cool.
Further down the line. Now that you've all seen it, you all get this brief image of a serpentine shape coming straight up out of the water, just lights illuminating its underside. You can just see the water glittering off of its electric hide. As its head arcs down, it almost looks draconic with the way its fins curve up over its head. However, it's got a more pronounced snout, an enormous gaping jaw, and numerous eyes running up the side of its head. Your speed is such that when you strike the creature, and you can just feel its mass rising up out of the water over your ship. It almost doesn't look like it sees you for a moment, until it opens its mouth, and you just look into a huge ribbed series, like tunnel, like just electricity arcing all the way back, and it arcs forward again as it roars in your face.
This is the Doomwaker of the sea. This is what I saw. One of the calamities.
I finish my song and I pull out, and the piece I pull out of my pocket is a night piece. So
Sounds good.
I put it like in my front pocket for holding.
We might be right screwed here. I don't know what we can say on Twitch.
This is beyond our level.
No way.
This foe is beyond any of you!
This is a
Run!
level 3 monster, right?
It is beyond your level, and it sinks the boat. You get
What?
You get a brief moment of vision of it, and you swell with the water. And as some of you grab hold because it's jostling so much, you realize that it's like lifting you out of the water
Oh, boy.
before it brings you back down. Your visions are just smashed full of like churning water, broken wood, the screams of other people, and you're tossed and turned.
Boy.
Your vision is black, goes black, as your ship sinks to the bottom of the sea.
Yeah,
They were going
definitely.
this way anyway, right?
Yeah, I crack that piece. I crack that piece on my chest as we go under,
Walking never got
in
off.
case.
Walking, you're down there.
James surfs half of the boat down to hell.
You know what happens if James passes
He doesn't
out?
breathe.
Tracing to the
Never
bottom.
let me go.
Do you sink to the bottom? Is that a thing?
Where is everyone?
That's not a thing.
No lungs.
No
It's
swim
even
speed
that way.
allowed.
Well, he doesn't breathe.
Right, I'm just saying lungs are your air capacity that make you float.
Well, when he's over there, if we scream at him like Will Smith to save the girl, what will he do? That's the real question.
You're all still in the water with this thing, and you can feel the electric charge in the water as it swirls around your ship. You watch
I'm
it.
gonna find Foz and try and grab onto him and secure him so he doesn't drown because he's an old man.
Sounds good.
I
Yeah,
somehow feel more comfortable in the water than outside of it. So
you do.
Oh, I'm freaking out.
You absolutely do.
A cat in water.
Does Acasio or myself feel anything? Like,
Oh yeah, Zoom, your scar is burning right now.
I
It's at close proximity
Oh,
to
sorry.
something so strong.
I cast True Strike at it to figure out just anything.
Anything you say.
Yeah.
Well, it
Anything.
certainly is like a gargantuan creature. Obviously has some kind of swim speed.
Right.
You assume that there's some sort of resistance to lightning or thunder, and you assume as it like raises back up and plunges on some of the crew that it prefers meat over other foods.
That's not for me, mate. Oh man. Is there any? So we're in the water, right?
You're in the water, yeah.
Okay, cool. I can breathe
You know,
no
there's
matter
like
what.
there's like bits of the ship that's scattered around, crates that are floating, a bunch of debris all over the place, and the screams of the crew that are now being eaten alive out here.
Is there anybody around me? Any of the team that are close by?
Vulcan's near you.
I'm
Vulcan?
going to. Oh, sorry. It's just a cantrip. I'm going to use cheap water to like bring people, push water so everyone's closer together. Essentially.
Sounds good.
I'm just trying to look around to see how close everyone is. I want to try and get away from this thing, but I don't know if this spell would be enough to at least. I want to try to use it to push us away from this creature. I have warding wind. Strong wind, 20 miles per hour, blows around me in a 10-foot radius and moves with me. It's centered on me. The wind lasts for the spell's duration. Essentially,
You can certainly try.
essentially I'm just trying to get as many people pretty much as close as possible to me and then use
we
the
can all be
wind.
eaten up in one nice gulp.
I kind of want to use the wind to push us away from this creature. And I mean, it lasts for 10 minutes.
You can cast it if you'd like. Roll an intel. Oh, first post the spell in chat just so I can see it.
Yeah.
And then if it
Just-
goes the way
yeah.
I think it's gonna go, and 10-foot blows around you, remain centered on you. Wind lasts for spell duration.
It's a weird one.
So what I would say in this case is roll an intelligence check. So just d20 plus your intelligence mod.
After this, I have a question, Matt.
Absolutely.
Is it what the fuck?
No, it's actually just a yes or no question, and then after that, it
Oh,
might
that's
be.
insane,
towards
sorry.
the-
Are we fucked?
With a 14, you think that this spell might draw everyone in, but you're not sure if it'll push you away. Given the nature that it swirls around you, you think you might be able to
Right.
create something of a whirlpool effect and draw people in, but you don't think it'll
Push.
work at pushing you away.
Okay, quick question:
Shoot.
Is the Leviathan within 30 feet of me?
Is
I
any
will-
part of the Leviathan?
I will say at this point, yes.
I will attempt to cast Detect Thoughts on the Leviathan and probe deeper.
Beware
Now it comes to what Bill said. It's a DC 14, so
It succeeds.
I figured it would, but Do I get surface thoughts?
You just hear, beast, beast,
That is valuable information.
feet, and it stops. You watch it arc up out of the water, like it almost languidly, and it looks off to one side. Roll a perception check for me, Foss.
It looks towards us.
There's always
No,
a
like any of
bigger
these
fish.
descriptions.
Perception, boom.
You can hear something echoing on the wind.
Oh shoot! I should have. Ah, crap! Dang it. Sorry. No, I should have just used one of importance, but I forgot to. Anyway.
Such is life.
Yep. Life is pain.
Existence is pain. You can hear something echoing in its mind and on the wind. And it sounds like song. It sounds like music. It doesn't have like you can't hear its words, but you can hear its surface thoughts suddenly become like it has a need to leave.
Okay.
And you watch it plunge itself back into the water and make haste away from you guys.
It's
Maybe
heard a
we should-
song on the wind, and it is leaving. We must make our way through. Sure. That's drowning.
Did it want my
Everyone got a
avocado?
Did it what?
Among other things, yes.
It's because we took the avocado. Oh no.
Avocado is safety, clearly.
It was a curse the whole time.
That's one way to look at it.
I
So now
go
you're floating among the
to.
detritus of your own boat.
How is land within distance? Is it like daytime, nighttime?
It's
Are there any
still about 2 in the afternoon, I would say.
Oh,
and
okay, so it's still light
you
out.
are
Even though it's a storm.
you made it about there.
Okay.
I go over to Bud,
Okay.
and while we're in the water, and I'm like, "Hey, mate, I know you don't like the wet stuff. I just want to know, would you like to air dry?"
I'm just looking at you, just ears down. Everything is wet. I don't smell good.
Full smile on my face.
Yeah. I could use a blow dry, my friend, and I could also use dry land.
Yeah, mate. Well, we're going to dry land, but you can float there, and I'll hold you, and I'll just kind of paddle with my other arm. How does that sound?
That sounds wonderful.
I cast levitate on Bud, and then I paddle on a little, almost like the biggest piece of debris I can find, and I hold Bud as we let him air dry as I paddle with my other arm to shore.
Is shore within? Are we that close to shore?
It's gonna be a long swim.
It's okay. Levitate doesn't last for too long, but he'll come down very softly on this nice big piece of debris.
And
It's
there
nice.
is-
I don't have
there's a
I don't have to
sizable-
waste a spell slot.
There's a sizable amount of debris as well. Kots and Vulcan, especially, and even not so much Bud anymore, but like are struggling in their heavier armors and metal bodies to stay afloat.
Is there a door, but there's not enough room for both of them?
I almost said a door, and I was like, "Don't say door. Say debris."
I did it. It's been 84 years.
There'll be 4 more until you see land again, Fuzz. No,
I have foreseen it.
There are a couple doors. There, like, there isn't too much by the way of like amenities as far as this ship goes, but
I do have swim speed.
you sure do.
Would I be able to like help somebody out with this?
I would absolutely allow that. Everyone, roll athletics checks. Dreek Trot, you can
Oh
Tremendous.
boy.
assist somebody.
Ba-da-ba-ba.
And
Can
give
I-
them advantage.
Roll for Foz since I'm helping him.
I assume I can assist as well.
If we're
Um,
proficient If we're proficient in athletics,
This is athletics, you said?
It is athletics, yes.
How am I not?
Sweet.
Oh.
it's much better. I'll take that.
Oof.
Yes, you
I'm
do.
glad I turned down. I mean, nice check, Wilkin. Glad I turned down the piece.
I will
Well, you
turn
guys,
in
you heard the
one of
horn.
my portents to roll an 11 on this, and that makes it a 10.
Okay.
I will assist whoever's struggling. I should
I'm a-
would as well.
I save everybody.
As everyone
Of
gets
course.
closer, I'm like, "Hey guys, look at my kitty balloon!"
Oops, wait a minute. I set up Foundry so I could use this character sheet. Where is my shit? There we go.
Have you checked your code?
Hey, I take it back. The heavy armor boys are not bothered.
Guys, they seem to be doing pretty good
The
here.
highest
The heavy
rolls.
armor guys are just angry
Jets.
swimming all the way.
We installed
Perfect.
jets in our armor.
I never
Uh-huh.
skip. Is it Arm Day? I don't know. Aerobics
Body
Day?
Never,
Yes.
never.
Swimming's like
day.
everything, so.
You don't skip shoulders. You can't skip shoulders if you're swimming.
Yep.
I'll tell you what.
What? No, you don't skip a damn thing.
There might be a reboot
so-
of King of the Hill, by the way.
Let's see here. I got umlaut.
Wait, really?
Hang on, wait.
Sorry, mine is a 10.
Yeah, I see
but
it.
It would be 11 minus 1.
So, Dreek, you can assist. You can see that Zoom and. Oh wait, no, that's perception. Yeah, Zoom is struggling a little bit, trying to help out Foz, and then Foz got a 10. He's still struggling to stay afloat. So, Akatsuo and Dreek, you guys would be kind of naturally drawn to them, given the fact that they're the ones that are having the most trouble.
Glub, glub, glub,
Okay.
glub.
So I'd like for Akasio and Dreek to roll athletics checks for the others.
That's
I would like to ask if they're within 30 feet of me.
Well, you're just floating along, levitating above the water.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think at this point the magic just kind of follows Umlau. You just kind of like drift.
Yeah.
He's my
there-
sail.
Two of
You
the
like tie a
people,
rope to him, maybe your balloon.
I got a
Perfect.
sail.
whoever are two people who are struggling the most, I'd like to give you emboldening bond from me, creating a magical bond between the two of you for 10 minutes, and you can add a D4 to an ability check or saving throw.
oh,
Or an
wow.
attack roll.
Oh, jeez. All right, let's see.
Akasio pushes Foz's head under.
Oh, there we go. That's better.
So what I will say is that Dreek, you go to help Foz, and you're able to like kind of lift his head above the water. And
Come
just
on,
keep
man.
him- There you go.
Survive. I got you.
Akasio, as you go to touch Zoom, he has a visceral reaction to you as a monster, and he like it almost looks like it shocks him all the way through his system. And now he's floundering in the water.
Drake, let's trade.
While I'm waiting for everyone to get closer
can't.
so we can all go to shore,
He's
I'm
quite
just
heavy
like,
for
I'm
his size.
singing, "My kitty flies over the high seas. Everybody knows my kitty buddy. Can't you see? With the tiger stripes, my kitty guy, as he goes he flies."
I can't grant you inspiration again, so
It's okay.
keep forgetting I have that.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Next time I have to actually roll.
don't blame me. I made sure you all had it before we started.
It's all right. I'm not doing it for the inspiration.
I think when Akasio touches me, I like kind of instinctively go in when I start to feel the pain. I instinctively go into a rage.
That's why.
And mutate a bit.
Rage swim.
And now when I rage, because we fought, what's it called?
Sugars?
Shulgars and Veligro. Now whenever I rage, I like you hear like a howling, crazy loud howl. go off. That sounds like a Veligro, as well as my ears become Shrilgar things, and my legs become like Veligro legs, and I doggy paddle.
Sounds good. I think as a whole, you guys have all resolved yourselves enough that you're all making your way back to shore. You notice a couple people floundering out there, but they're all gathering up. The crew is gathering up to, check on each other. They seem to be, well, they're sailors, they're swimmers, they're figuring it out.
Oh, also something new. Quick note: I also now have a tail that comes out as well. Now that we're level 3, so I also have a tail that's assisting me with swimming.
Cool. Yep. So it is a long swim and not entirely safe. The water and storm is still going, but with the departure of the creature, seems to be less than it was. You make your way to shore. After it's like an hour of swimming. You're all exhausted, so take a point of exhaustion. But you do reach land. If you're doing it in Foundry, exhaustion is the top left of your icon in your character sheet. The little happy face. And
Smiley face.
yeah. Oop, I paused again. Sorry.
Let's say, says game.
So yeah, you can hit 1, and it'll be a yellow happy face. That means you're a little exhausted. Is there anybody with a hard stop? We've been going for 2 hours. We got a little more to go. But if everybody's good to keep going,
Until like 11.
all right. See how far we can.
Yeah, we're good.
20 more minutes. Let's do it.
Let's see how far we can get. At it. So we'll say you guys managed to find shelters in the trees here of the surrounding forest of Hinterwood. Who is trained in history?
Man.
I am.
So am I.
I am as well.
Boz, Zoom, Bud. Roll me history checks.
I'm half proficient in history. Nothing good.
All right. The three of you all know. Sorry, pulling it up. The forest surrounding the Hinterwood is called the Storewold. And if you go down to your journal notes area, I'm opening up a pin for you.
Oh boy, I already have it open, so maybe I'll see it. Huzzah!
Where is it under?
If you go to second icon from the bottom, an icon should have appeared on the map. It's a tree. If you highlight over, it says Storewold.
Second icon from the bottom of...
Your toolbar on the left. Excuse me. Second from the bottom. If you click the little bookmark tab thing,
Yep.
and have that open with the world map, you should see a tree icon that's appeared.
I sure do.
Click on it. It should have a journal entry.
Oh, hello.
Ooh, all right.
Ooh.
Hello.
Ooh, hello.
Purdy.
Hold, please.
True.
Good job, Anato Finstark.
Yes. Big shout out to that artist. He's got some crazy cool art right now with a bunch of Lord of the Rings things, some Berserker stuff. So you'll see a couple of his art coming up here in a second. But good shit. Bud, I sent you that, or Bud, Josh, I sent you that Eowyn art.
Yeah.
That was from this guy.
Yeah. That's him? Oh, okay.
Yeah, really cool stuff.
If you guys hit text in the top left corner, it'll actually, you can read what that whole thing's about, by the way.
Right. So, the Storewold. It's an old form of Odassian that means the Wood of Story, which is the surrounding wood around Hinterwood. The forest itself is vibrant, much like the picture depicts. Lush greens, very fiery reds and oranges. Even in the rain, it's which mutes it in color. You can tell that this place is verdant. and colorful in the day. Hang on, going back to your rolls. All three of you know that the beauty of this place is belies a more dangerous nature. I think of the German Black Forest stories, that kind of thing. There are things here that dwell in the Storewold that have been the source of fairy tales, of the things that go bump in the night, the trolls that from the Grey Peaks, like the Fae, the Fairy, the Hinterwood is full of dangerous things that want to lure you out into the forest. At night, the bright colors vanish, and it's just a dark wood, full of its own dangers. And now with the monsters, even more so. Zoom. Let me see. What else can I tell you about this place? It's long been said that this forest is an actual thin plane shift to the Feywild, or the Feydark. That most of the creatures in the very nature of what they are drawn from the Feywild itself, or some other plane. And the Hinterwood, the city of Hinterwood, has largely been has grown up under this influence and has learned how to repel. And yeah, I saw that. Has learned to live amongst their wilder kin and know the dangers of the forest. So.
Sounds like a fun place.
And
We will need to be careful.
Kaz is like wringing his hair out. He's just like pissed. What would you guys like to do?
We're currently on shore.
You're currently on a rocky shore. It's like loose rock, a loose rock beach, like slick with water. It's almost like a river bank with like the stones that are here. Very little sand and dirt between them, but you see large rocky cliffs on either side, but kind of in huge, winding, thick trunks of lighter and a mix of light and dark wood. You can see these trees kind of creeping over the cliff sides like vines, ending in sharp tendrils at the bottom. But further on, you see the. Sorry, one more time.
Were there any survivors of the ship besides us?
Yeah, you can see them still. Like you can see a handful of them still swimming toward you.
Is it still raining currently?
It is.
Okay. But we're on the sand at this point of the beach.
You're on the rocks.
On the
Yes,
rocks.
you're on the beach.
Yes. Okay.
Perhaps
Would
we
you
set
guys-
up a camp.
There we go. I was gonna ask.
My thoughts exactly.
I'll begin finding driftwood. Maybe we can start a fire and signal any of the lost survivors to come to us.
I think you need a brush, kitty guy. You're looking a bit fluffy.
It's just the rain is just pouring down on me like Vietnam, and just stare at you. I've had enough jokes today.
Is the fire gonna? I mean, I guess we could try it, but I don't know if that's really feasible given the weather right now.
My thought is making a very small shelter, putting the fire underneath so it's protected from the water.
We could try.
What about the trees?
How
Everything's
far
pretty
off do
soaked.
they look?
They're not super far. They're just like, within eye shot. I'm thinking of like the cliffs of La Jolla a little bit,
Yeah.
or like that whole coastline, and then moving yourself further back into the tree line. But it's it'll be a small hike, but nothing crazy.
Well, perhaps if we make our way all the way up to that tree line, well, maybe the tops of those trees will prevent a little bit of that rain from coming down, and we could build a makeshift little shack, something protect the fire, and hopefully lure some of our survivors back to us. What do you say?
I would advise not going too deep into the forest. We should not venture in our current state.
I agree.
Well, all right. How about we just stay
Farewell.
right on the edge? Not go too far.
We should put up some shelter, though, mate. It's not like the rain's gonna stop anytime soon.
All right. So you take some time, gather up some driftwood, make your way into the tree line. The terrain gives way from rocky beach into kind of a spongy, moss and grass covered forest bottom. The rain is lessened here. The tree canopy thick, with leaves above you. You start a fire, and it does serve as a bit of a beacon, and only 3 crew members make their way back up to you. Just regular deckhands who just shiver in the cold. Well, shiver in the cold and the warmth of your of your fire. But
They were there originally.
what was that?
What was the size of the crew?
I mean, the crew was no more than like 12,
Okay.
Oh, okay. That's what
12
I
to
said. I was
20.
like,
It's not very big.
okay. If it was a sailing ship, it would have been around 35.
If it were a sailing ship, but it's just
I'm just-
meant to carry. It's just large sails meant to carry cargo, meant to be manned with a minimal crew.
It was
So.
smaller than the Umberlee's Gambit then.
A little more. It was a bigger size,
Okay.
for sure. For sure. But yeah, we'll say two humans and a half orc have made their way up to your camp.
That sounds like a sitcom. Anyway.
2.5 orc.
There you go. Yeah.
2.5 men and a half orc.
There you go.
All right. Would anyone like to do or say anything, or let the night pass?
I will, around our camp, ritually cast not identify alarm,
Say it.
with a audible charm or chime, if anything breaks the perimeter.
Okay. Sounds good. How long do you guys want to stay here? It is currently like 5 in the evening, I'll say. 5 in the afternoon.
Anyone know when this rain's gonna let up? Anyone have a way to predict the weather?
Can I make some type of check?
Sure. Make a nature check.
Well, yeah. It's just I don't know. Never mind.
You can make a nature check, just see if you can
Anyone-
suss
Any
out.
druids have the druid craft
I don't
cantrip?
have that. No, I don't have that one.
My dear
Nope,
sir,
I'm
that
just
sounds
a
like
windy
metagaming.
guy.
Just making
Ooh.
it clear what I'm asking, but that's pretty good.
Acasio, you notice that the rain is lessening. Whether it be coincidence or a result of the creature, you're not sure.
That's what I was gonna ask. Is because Ansagon had that rainstorm for like what months,
Mhm.
and then it just randomly disappeared. And they said that the serpent was attacking people on the way to Ansagon from Ryland. So now that the monster's up here, maybe that's why they don't have the rainstorm down there anymore.
I
Possibly.
believe you speak truth.
It's conjecture at this point, though. It could be coincidence. It could be without more evidence or a third point. You're not sure.
I guess I was just trying to determine whether or not this rainstorm is like natural or
I get you.
like yeah, following something. Like, does it look like it's behaving like normal weather or what?
You think at this point that Umberlee could be pissed enough to send a rainstorm for months around her lighthouse? Or it could be a sea creature. You're not sure. You do think that the storm will let up soon.
Looks like it'll end soon.
Good.
My
Prior
avocado
question.
all wet.
Sorry, prior question. Do you guys? So it's 5 in the evening now. When do you guys want? How long do you guys want to stay here for?
How long or how far away are we from Hinterwood?
So currently you're still, I would say about here.
Yeah, up in the forest, and then we're probably like a day or two travel.
Something like that.
We're all still exhausted, right?
We're exhausted, so
You have 1 point of exhaustion.
camp sounds like the best bet.
I would-
Sleep for-
I would advise waiting until morning. We might be able to rest, but I would not advise going into the woods at night.
Let's set up a shelter then, mate.
Actually, kind of one thing I'll do is I'll send my familiar out, kind of to scout the general vicinity and
Okay, sounds good.
see the lay of the land.
Send out your familiar, and we'll have it roll a perception check.
Okay, it's
Hey.
an owl right now.
I start to
So
hack
for
at the tree
keen
line.
hearing and sight has advantage.
I start to hack at the tree line to try to start to build like
wait,
some
just a
type
sec,
of
I
shelter.
reloaded. Just a sec.
Okay.
Foundry. Yep. Okay. Sorry, redoing this. No, that's charisma. That's perception. There we go. Good thing it had advantage.
I
16.
think I had advantage. Real quick, Umlau, you said you were hacking at the tree line to get wood for the fire. Is that what you were saying?
To try and build a shelter
Okay.
that we can put over the fire or over us. Yeah.
Foz, as you look, I'm assuming you're looking through the eyes of your owl, right?
Yeah. I assume I'm like sitting in front of the campfire and.
Yeah. So, Foz, as you start sending your owl through, you don't really see creatures. You see a couple small things that are like actively avoiding your owl, that are like fleeing from its sight, and more so than just like rodents and things. You see a stag lift its head, see the owl, and run. Like it bolts in a different direction. Small critters are all like up in the trees, and like even the birds are fleeing from the owl. That sort of thing. You're not sure if it's the foreign movement or the fact that it is an owl. You're not sure what that means. But as you continue to scout through Umlau, when you start hacking into the trees, you see the trees start bending away from the fire, and you just hear you see the like a shiver run through the forest away from you, and Foz, it goes so far that even the owl can see it, and like the trees shake, leaves start falling from its canopy, and like you just hear the various noises of the forest disturbed.
I would recommend you stop doing whatever it is you're doing.
Yeah, I immediately stopped doing whatever it is I was doing.
What the hell was that, mate?
I put my willy away.
This forest is old and full of memory and anger. Sorry.
Zoom can talk to plants. So he just goes like, "Oh, hey, sorry about that. Do you think you could kind of go a bit over our fire again, so the rain doesn't put it out? We promise we won't burn you.
Roll a persuasion check.
We'll just burn our driftwood." That's not persuasion. Hold on. Here we go.
You see the trees still lean away, but a couple branches just kind of drift back in your direction. Oh, like it almost like they enjoy the heat slightly, but they don't really cover the fire again.
I will cast Shape Water to take the rains pouring down and pool it so we can fill our canteens, whatever, with fresh water.
Sounds good to me. Pause.
Yes.
Your owl comes upon a. Your owl comes upon a clearing,
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just a clearing because of the fact that it's not like a break in the trees per se. There are trees here, but a lot of them are dead. You start to see things hanging from the trees. Would you like to take a closer look?
Sure.
All right. Where did that image go?
I assume that I'd have to take a closer look in order to see what the things that are hanging actually are. I imagine.
Not necessarily.
Okay. Ah, Cloud was here. Oh,
Rough.
sorry.
Was.
He's hanging in the tree now.
Even from their silhouette, you can tell that what the shapes are.
Crow feeders.
Something like that. But if you want to take a closer look, now's the opportunity. They seem to be hanging mostly from the living trees. The dead
Okay.
trees are a little further on. And there's another tree that catches your eye, mostly because of its vibrancy.
Okay.
It's in full autumn bloom. It's an enormous tree with a white trunk, just reaching high into the sky. You see red bloom. Sorry, I had to remember what it was. Red flower blooms dotted all along its orange canopy, and they have blue petals all around. But even from this distance, you can tell that the most bodies hang from that tree. In a ring around it, all of the other trees are dead. And even further back are more bodies. A little closer to you.
Question. This is more just the image. That is there a sword at the base of the tree or no?
Sure. There's a sword there.
Okay.
I chose the image. Sure, there's a sword there.
You're saying this through your orb, your crystal ball.
Oh yeah, like I can show people that's part of the crystal ball thing.
What the fuck, man?
You guys have a nice show.
Woefully unprepared for this.
Yeah,
describe
just a
it.
sec. Let me.
Yes, please.
Where is it? How do I? Where? No, don't want to do that.
Really cool item, by the way, Tyler. I love it.
Figured having
Info,
a-
there we go.
something
There we go.
specific for
It's in
is-
the
is
chat
actually
now.
cool.
Yeah.
So-
So
I don't know who would be watching. I'd assume Umlau is not in this case, because he's kind of like looking for shelter items and things. But what are the rest of you doing while this is all happening?
After I pool the water for canteens, I will make sure rain is not hitting the fire by just using shape water to like make it go around the fire, I guess. Yeah. But I'll be next to Foz, so I guess if he has the ball out, I could kind of see.
I guess Foz, you could also get their attention. You can't hear while on this trance, but you can
yeah,
still...
I would kind of narrate sort of what he's seeing, but other people would be able to look as well. But if people are nearby, he would just kind of mutter what it is. But I will send the familiar to investigate the bodies. Try to get a good look at the faces and ask those who are watching.
The body's on what? The outer
The
ring?
hanging, yeah, like do the outer outskirts and kind of work inward.
Okay. Okay. So there are the bodies are most notable by their diversity, right? They are dragonborn, dwarves, humans. They all have several features in common, despite their race. However, we'll get to that.
Okay.
Some are in varying states of decay. Some have exposed parts where the forest has feasted on their bodies. Others have been hanging here for who knows how long and are mere shells of what they once were, skeletons or otherwise.
Okay.
They all carry signs around their necks. They all read in the common tongue. I'm sorry, not all of them read in the common tongue. Some are in native languages. What languages do you know?
Common, Elvish, and Kiori, or what the Kalashtar language.
Oh, I see.
Dream, whatever.
So what I will say is that the ones in the common tongue are simple phrases: murderer, rapist, thief, that sort of thing. Some of them are in Sylvan, and they're more like complex phrases.
Okay.
Betrayer of oaths. Long-winded phrases that essentially say deserter of battle, which essentially tells you that they're a coward.
Mm-hmm.
You're gathering that these people are hanged for
Okay.
crimes of some kind, possibly from Hinterwood. But they all share the same feature: iron masks clasped around their faces, locked hard and fast with bands around the back. Little holes for their eyes is the only feature they have. Well, the only feature, except a radial sun right on the center of their forehead, etched into the iron masks.
We all see this
Otherwise,
as well.
yeah, you guys, the owl gets a real close-up look on this, and they're not simple masks of iron. These are artisanal.
Okay.
They're fine crafted masks.
Straight from the springs.
They're almost like
Straight from the waters
they're
of
cast
Lake
form.
Minnetonka.
Like, they're cast form to their faces, but the front is purposefully left blank, as though it's got like an iron collar around the neck, and you can it even has shapes for the elven ears and such, and a little bit of their decorative and etching and molding for hair, but their faces are always left blank, minus the eye slits and the sun on their forehead.
Does the sun emblem look familiar at all? Does this look like the emblem of an organization or some sort of magical thing?
I don't know. Sell me on a check.
I would say history?
It's a good place to start.
History or Arcana? We'll do history. That is an
You
11.
all also can see this.
Yeah, don't let it be the Foz party. Get in there, people.
Well, you are the scout.
This is true,
Sure.
but Scout TV, come on, people. Get into the show.
But if you're watching, roll a religion check. Otherwise, history is allowed for the rest of you.
Okay,
Everyone
thank God I
roll.
didn't roll the highest.
For all of you, it's a symbol. It's a sun. A lot of things carry the symbol of the sun. Vulcan, of all things, has a history of +2. Vulcan and Dreek. You read. You've run across this symbol several times. Vulcan, either in your you're like actually kind of admiring the blacksmithing qualities of the masks and the etching in said things. It's clearly decorative, which makes you think religion. Dreek, you're looking at this thing and you're like, it rings a bell, but not for religion. You're not sure where to place it though. Bud, with a 12, it looks like the symbol of Lathander. You're muted if your mouth is moving.
Okay.
What he is and what he does escapes you, but it's a name that you is familiar to you. It's what you think of first when you see the symbol of the sun.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't roll too high. I wouldn't really guess know too much more than that. Well, it looks like possibly, just maybe, a symbol of the god Lythander. But if I was to get it and look a little closer, maybe spend some time, I could tell you a little bit more.
All right.
I don't know about anyone else, but I don't really want to get close to those people.
I agree.
Was there like a port town we were supposed to be going to?
No.
How were okay?
Kingsport was your first stop. The end stop for the ship you were on was Oakvale.
Oh,
But
I see.
they were dropping you off in this area.
They were just like dinging us over or something.
Yes, exactly.
Up next, I would investigate the blooming tree. With the familiar.
Okay. Roll a perception check, I guess.
Alrighty. Assume this is the site. So, ooh, 2 15s.
Nice.
I mean, yeah, it's essentially how I described.
Okay.
A blooming tree in autumn, essentially. It looks like a
Sometimes
normal tree.
a tree is just a tree. No Venus flytrap.
I don't know what to tell you as far as that goes.
Fair enough.
Trying to think of what else I can tell you. Again, the density of the bodies this tree seems to hold some sort of significance, as most of the bodies are here.
Yeah, there's no like carvings or signs or anything that's like at the foot of the tree, or nobody was like, "Hey, I loved Lucy."
With a 15,
18, sorry. 15 plus 3.
yeah, you're right. I don't know why the bottom number is
The big one. It's so
the
weird.
bolded one. Yeah, that's kind of annoying.
Oh, yeah, that's weird.
I understand why it is, but it's just weird. I mean, so you go down to you send the owl to the base of the tree, and you see small splotches of blood
Okay.
around. You don't see any. You just kind of see the scattering of like green mixed with blue and red, presumably from the blossoms of this tree. It's like a rainbow of color on the forest floor here, except for in that inner ring where all the trees are dead. Those are all dried and cracked. Whatever color they once were have given way to brown. But around here, it's actually quite beautiful as far as what it looks like. A couple roots of this orange autumnal tree poke up here and there, but overall is a glade with a tree.
All right. Question. Like how far, like how long did it take to travel? Like for my familiar, like is this like a mile away? Like
As the owl flies, I was assuming it was fairly close because you can't see
Yeah.
far, right? What's the distance? I was
Well,
totally
so
forgot about that.
it's I think it's within like 100 feet. I can communicate telepathically with it. But I don't think there's a limit on. Let me actually find it and post it. But
Right, I think you can't control it
yeah, I can't.
up to a certain distance. You can still see what it's seeing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't communicate with it, but you can. Oh, that says additionally. Hang on.
Actually, as an action, you can see through from his eyes. Blah, blah.
Well, this is more fun anyway. I've already been ruling this like as a scouting thing, so we'll say that it's a trek away.
Okay.
You lose track of the distance given that you're flying over the forest. You're not sure if it would be harder to travel within the trees or whatnot, but it is a fair distance.
Okay. Yeah, essentially after investigating the clearing, I'd say it'd pretty much just like go up out of the like above the trees and kind of as the crow flies, as the owl flies, find like where we're camped and just kind of get a bead on the distance.
And as you do so, the storm is passing. The clouds are breaking. You can see in the distance just poking above the trees briefly as the sun starts glinting off of something in the dusky light. Glints of gold of what you can only assume to be Hinterwood off in the distance. But for what that actually is and what this tree means, we'll have to wait till next time.
Dun dun dun.
Ooh.
The suspense.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I
fortnight.
cobbled that
Yes,
together
sir.
today. So I
What?
had a lot
That's
of
impressive.
the ending that I wanted. But I was like, wait a minute, we gotta get you guys there. Came up with the shipwreck an hour ago. I was like, fuck, wait a minute.
2 months
So-
passed.
Perfect.
Well, thank you, Matt.
I hope you guys enjoyed. Start thinking about what you guys want to be doing. If you have any questions, let me know.
I want to find a volleyball and name it Wilson.
You need to invent the sport of volleyball as well as rubber, plastic, ink, all these things. So
I find a coconut and name it Herbert.
better. Now you just need to find an island that's
Faster.
tropical with a coconut.
I hand you a good
I
game.
find a rock and
Enough.
name it Steve.
There you go.
Well, you gotta go back down to the beach. You gotta find a.
Gotta
Is
smash
this
the
the-
boulder.
Well, thank you, boys. I hope you enjoyed.
Talk to you gentlemen
Super
later.
fun, man.
Absolutely. I'm glad you enjoyed. Thank you.
Good night,
Yeah, man.
boys.
Good night, boys.
Also,
night,
Bill,
Good night,
your
y'all.
picture that you sent me.
Thanks
was
for watching,
friggin' sweet.
everybody.
Cool.
Thanks
Yeah,
for the
very much.
follows and the subs and stuffs.
Smash that like button.
Smash that notification bell. Don't forget to ring that bell. Give me a follow.
Bye.
Sayonara.
Buddy.